It was Tuesday, May the 17th, 2011, about 9 a.m., beautiful spring day. Blue skies, first really warm day after a long, brutal winter, which I hate. A lot of you know that know me. And I'm in my office having a cup of coffee and the phone rings. And I can see it's my mother. My mom never calls me. My mother lives with my brother, and I just knew that day that my brother was working, which made my mom's call even more curious and urgent. I answered the phone, and I hear, "Son, come now, I've fallen, I need help." And a wave of nausea came over me because I'd never heard my mother that vulnerable in her whole life. I own a personal care home health company called Homewatch, and they had a caregiver in the office. So I said, "Hey, would you please come with me?" And we ran over to my mom's house. She lived about 5 minutes away. The front door was open. We run inside, and there's my mom on the couch. She's got a gash in her head. She's bleeding. Her arm and hands are all marked on up, and she's bleeding, and she's quivering like a leaf. And another wave of nausea comes over me. I'm going to start to cry just thinking about it now, because I've never seen my mom like that. The caregiver goes over and starts taking care of Mom and cleaning her up a little bit, and I'm shaking like a leaf. And what had happened is my mom had walked out the front door to get the paper, and she fell. She just stumbled, and she fell like this. This arm sort of braced her fall, but she still gashed her head, and that's the reason her arm was messed up. Good news is she didn't break a bone. But in an instant, my life changed. I'm sure a lot of the people in the audience today have similar stories or know of people that are caring for an aging loved one. Being an adult caregiver is not for the faint of heart. And I wondered as I went through my journey, I'm in healthcare, and my brother and I, we're in healthcare, we struggled with this. So what do people do that don't know how to navigate the healthcare system, don't have the resources to do this? So I actually wrote a book and published a book called A Son's Journey, Taking Care of Mom and Dad. It's an adult caregiver guide to the challenges and solutions of being an adult caregiver. And I just wanted to share a few of the elements of the book, and I'm hoping it's helpful for you. Caregiver burnout, a condition that will decompose you to a quivering little baby. And that caregiver burnout is caused by burning the candle at both ends. The stress related to that guy's family, your family, taking care of an adult loved one, and work will kill you. Understanding the signs and symptoms of caregiver burnout, but more importantly, how you prevent it and mitigate it is critical to stay healthy and take care of a loved one. Second, I have a whole chapter entitled The Talk, which is basically helping adult kids talk to their parents about their aging process. What do they want to do? What are their goals? We have a lot of phraseology, helpful tips in that chapter. And it also talks about the contentious topics such as giving up the car keys when mom and dad can no longer safely drive. Brutal conversation, but necessary. My favorite chapter in the book is chapter 5, The Gift of Hospice. Hospice is one of the most misunderstood, the most misunderutilized resource in our healthcare system today. Chapter 5 demystifies hospice and allows adult caregivers to give the gift of hospice, which is a wonderful thing, folks. It's a wonderful thing. So I'm very proud of that chapter. We talk a lot about dementia and Alzheimer's, which is a tsunami just going across the globe. How do you care for somebody that has memory loss? What are the resources available to you? The chapter is really rich with a lot of information. We talk about when it's time to get in a professional caregiving company like Homewatch. How do you pick the right company? How do you know? You've never done it before. We have 10 questions to ask that are important. How do you go about analyzing it, et cetera? So it's very important to understand you make a right selection when you're seeking help and assistance. All this information is underscored and heightened by one critical fact. Today, as we sit here, 15,000 people are turning 65 right now. And the 66 to 67, blah, 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 and the band marches on. The tsunami of aging is not only a phenomenon in the United States, but across the world. And the ability for us as adult caregivers to understand the challenges and solutions of being an adult caregiver will help bring dignity, respect, and security to our aging loved ones as they age. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.